Hey guys, I want to do a video on how I knew I was transgender. Honestly, I didn't know for a really long time. When I was little, I always, okay, I have an older brother, and that's why we're 2 years apart. When we were growing up, my mother raised us really close together. So anything he did, I did. And the nice thing about my parents were that whatever one got, the other one got as well. So Nerf guns, anything like that, like costumes and everything, she made us exactly the same. So for the longest time, like that's what I did, and I always wore boyish clothes. I remember when I was younger, my favorite thing was the baseball button ups that the team players wear. I don't know if you call them a jersey or not, but that was my favorite thing to wear. I remember I would always go to the thrift store and look for them and make sure they're extra big and extra baggy, and I'd wear those and shorts or anything like that. Anything that basically made me comfortable, and everyone was okay with it. Everyone thought I was a tomboy, and this lasted even until I got into later grammar school. Like that, I always wore sweatpants and a hoodie. That's all I was ever in. And then I got to high school, and that's where things started getting a little complicated. I ended up coming out to my parents as a lesbian when I was 14, 13 or 14. At 14, I had my first girlfriend. But like that, like I had said, I always dated straight girls. I was never attracted to lesbians, and I didn't refer to myself as a lesbian. All I said is that I like girls. And so they put that label on me. And through high school, I went to an all girls Catholic high school because my parents wanted both me and my brother to go to private schools. So I had to wear a skirt, and we were allowed to wear a sweater, so I always wore a baggy sweater, the school sweater, and then underneath I would wear my basketball shorts, and the teachers would always yell at me because my kilt or skirt would always fall down and show my shorts. Um, so like that, and then when I got into my sophomore year, I kept telling my parents I wanted to cut my hair, I wanted to cut my hair, I wanted to cut my hair. Mind you, my hair was like maybe down to here. And they kept telling me no, no, no. And then finally, when my uncle came to visit from California, he had told me, he's like, "Do you really want to cut your hair?" And I told him, "Yeah, like I want it all off." So he's like, "Okay." And he took me, and I did it. I cut my hair probably to where it is now, this longer part, but all over. So um, it felt amazing. And after that, I felt more like myself. I ended up dyeing it purple blue color, but I loved having that short hair. So whatever, I kept going, and then once I graduated, I ended up going away to Eastern, and there I had kind of met someone that was transgender. I think they were questioning their identity, Um, so that was the first time I ever heard of something a little different. But then I ended up coming back after that first semester, and I was with this girl at the time, and we were just watching TV one day, and a documentary came out on TLC about a man that was transgender. Well, a female to male transgender. And after watching that documentary, it clicked in my head. And even for my girlfriend at the time, she told me, she's like, "That's what you are." And I looked at her and I smiled. I'm like, "Yeah, like you're right. That is what I am." And after that, like doors just started opening. I started going online. I started finding research on it and everything. And for once, I felt like I belonged. And from there, that's what I did. I ended up writing a letter to my mom, and she took it to my well. And then, like, so forth. I already told you guys my coming out story. But from there, that's why I ended up getting my name changed and doing everything. So basically, like that, it was just a feeling for me, and that's why I never really questioned if I was or I wasn't. Sometimes I'd get the thoughts that, yeah, it would have been a hell of a lot easier just to stay as female and live my life as female, but I wouldn't be happy. That's why I think about, like, everything I did and how I am up to now, and when I finally look in the mirror, like, I'm happy. This is me, this is who I see myself as, and I don't know, it just fits. So I guess my message to you guys who are questioning your identity and whether you're transgender or not, I would say don't rush it. There's plenty of time. They do say though, however, that your best time to transition is your later teen years once you're going into college, only because you have that luxury. of going into a place where no one knows you, being able to explore your identity, and it's just easier versus if you're trying to transition in, like grade school, grammar school, like high school, like anything like that. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know, and yeah, just message me.